On the itemization part, where you can itemize your deductions, a lot of things went away. And if you notice, this paragraph is smaller because a lot of things went away. So let's read number 1 on this page. It says, enter estimate your 2018 itemized deductions. These include qualifying home mortgage interest, charitable contributions, state and local taxes up to $10,000. They actually limited this state and local taxes deduction now. And then medical expenses in excess of 7.5%. So on this itemization part, I'm going to put a 0 here because I don't know if you itemizing or not, and I don't want to confuse you. But just know this, if you're going to fill out the form on your own, your itemizations has to exceed the standard. Let me say that one more time. Your itemizations has to exceed the standard deductions. So your itemizations has to exceed the standard. So with it exceeding the standard, so these are the standard deductions right here. You have $24,000 for married. So that means that you have to itemize more than $24,000 to be able to qualify for it. You have $18,000 as head of household. What that means is that you have to itemize more than $18,000 to do head of household. And then you have $12,000 for married filing separately. That means that you have to itemize more than $12,000 to be able to do your itemizations. And so in this box, if you were itemizing or if you were taking the standard, it tells you here to enter in which deduction you qualify for. So it's either married, head of household, or single, and you will put that number here. Now for this example, I'm going to put 0, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm putting 0 because I don't know your situation as it relates to itemizing. So because I don't know your situation, let me take a slight break real quick. I got to make some adjustments. Give me 1 second. All right, so now let's keep going. So I'm putting a 0 here. So line 3 says this: subtract line 2 from line 1, and if it's 0 or less, you enter 0. So you subtract line 2 from line 1, and if it's 0 or less, you put a 0 there. That's how you fill out those first 1, 2, and 3. That's how you fill out 1, 2, and 3. Now the reason, again, I want to stress this point. The reason I didn't go over line 1, 2, and 3 and in much detail is because I don't know your situation. I don't know if you itemize or not. I don't know if you do that or not. So to make this simple today, we're going to leave these as 0, and we're going to go straight to box 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we're going to go straight to it. Now, line 4 says this: enter an estimate of your 2018 adjustments to income and any additional standard deduction for age or blindness. What this means is, for us that's doing this training, is if you have a business, you have an adjustment to your income. If you have a business, you have an adjustment to your income. And so what you're going to put is how much you plan on, and I use the word plan, how much you plan on writing off in your business. Let me make that even more simpler. How much do you plan on doing in your business to produce those deductions, such as driving your vehicle? Yesterday we had an event. The event cost $29. You can write that event off, and you can write the miles off that it costs you to go to the event. So you write off the event costs, what it costs you to go to the event, and you still can do your meal. You can't do the entertainment, but you can do your meal. So still keep track of your meal, because you may, as a very good chance, you're going to be able to use it. So I'm gonna give you an example for myself. At the event, I spent $90, like $90 for my tickets. I bought a few tickets. So that's a deduction. I had to drive from the event from where I live. So the mileage from the event to where I live and back to my house is more of a deduction. I use my cell phone to take pictures at the event. Which was even more of a deduction. So that's another deduction. And then at the event, I also bought some food. I went out to eat. We went out to eat Friday and we went out to eat on Saturday. So that's more of a deduction. So you put what you estimate you're going to do as a deduction in box 4. In box 4. So I keep it real. I'm going to keep it real low, because here's the thing. This is what people do. And if you're watching this training, I hope this is not you. You'll get in my econ. You'll sign up for it. You'll go and fill out this W-4 form as if you're doing a whole bunch of stuff, and then you don't do anything, and you wait for tax time to come to me or your tax preparer to say, well, Kevin, I know I didn't do much in my econ. I know I didn't do much in my business, and I didn't keep too many records, but I had my W-4 set on this all year long. Can you help me? No, I can't help you, because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. So I'm going to keep this number low today. So if you are one of those people and it happens, you're not losing money, and you're not trying to blame me or my econ for helping you fill out your W-4 form for what you said you was going to do. So let me tell you what I do to help people out. We fill this out at the beginning of the year, which is now, because we just got the form 2 weeks ago. We fill it out at the beginning of the year. It's an estimate. So I'll look at what you did last year in business, and I'll look at what you plan to do this year in business. Now, if this is your first year in business, I always put 8,300 in this box. I always put 8,300 in this box. I don't put anything over that amount. This is why I do that. Is because I don't want people putting this at like 10 or 15,000, or let's say this 15, 16, 17, and which you can. I write off about $20,000, $20 to $40,000 in stuff a year in business. So, but I keep records too to go with it. So the 8,300 is to protect you and to protect myself and to protect my econ, because you'll fill this out. You'll fill this out with 20,000, and you didn't do nothing. And then at the end of the year, you're looking like, well, I know I had this all year and I got all my money back, but I didn't keep none of my records. Well, I can't help you. I'm not going to make up stuff and get in trouble with the IRS because you didn't keep your records. All right, so that's my soapbox moment. So in box 4, you put 8,300. In box 5, it says add lines 3 and 4 together, enter the total here. 0 plus 8,300 is 8,300 again. It's 8,300 again. So let's go to 6. Box 6 says this. Enter an estimate of your 2018 non-wage income, such as dividends and interest. Now, what this is if you're getting paid from an investment, or if you're getting paid possibly from some real estate or something that's paying you that you're not having to work for. That's why it says non-wage income. Non-wage income. Now, the commissions you get from your business would not be in this box. At the moment, I'm saying at the moment, it would not be in this box. So what you'll put in this box, because it doesn't apply to a lot of people unless you're investing and you're getting those dividend payments and interest payments. But if you're not getting that, you put a 0 here. Most people are going to put a 0 here. When you help people fill this form out, you put a 0 here for them, because that's what most people that's what's going to happen. So line 7. Line 7 says subtract line 6 from line 5. So we do 0 minus 5, which is 8,300. If it's less than 0, enter the parentheses here. Enter the amount in the parentheses here. But it's 8,300. Now, line 8 says divide the amount on line 7 by 4,150 and enter the results here. So let's do a little bit of math. Let me pull up my calculator, because I want to make sure I get this number right. Okay, give me 1 second, y'all. All right, let me get to the calculator. So 8,300 divided by 4,150 is 2. So it's 2. It's a whole number. I don't have to drop a fraction. It's a whole number. So I put 2 in this box. And it tells you drop any fraction. What that means is drop any decimal points behind that. So if it was like 2.776, you'll drop the 776 and put the 2 in there. If it's 3.1985, you drop the 1985 and put 3 right there. So if you may notice, the higher this number, the more you're going to have here. The higher this number, the more you're going to have here. All right, so let's get to line 9. Line 9 says, enter the number from the personal allowances worksheet above. So I'm going to go to the top. Line H is right here. In line H, it says box H. I got 2. So I have 2 on box H. You put whatever number you have. We did the training over this earlier on page 1, on the top page of page 3. So we take line H and we put the number here. So it's 2. And then 10 says this. Add lines 8 and 9 together and enter the total here. If 0 or less, enter 0. I'm not going to go into this 2 earner worksheet yet because it don't apply to most people. This doesn't apply to most people. I'm doing what applies to the majority of people now. So we're going to add lines 8 and 9 together and enter the total here. So 8 plus 9, which is what's in those boxes. So that means 2 plus 2 is 4. Now, we're going to keep reading. It says stop here and enter this total on form W4, line 5, page 1. So you're going to enter the total on W4, line 5, page 1. So guess what I'm about to go do? I'm about to scroll up, go to page 1, because it tells me exactly what to do. Go to page 1, which is here. Now I want to reiterate this again. It says separate here and give form W4 to your employer. Keep the worksheets for your records. So you're going to cut this off. You're not going to turn in the whole rest of these papers because it's for your records. You're going to go back up here, line 5, which is right here. I'm going to put 4. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my name, put my first name right here, last name, my social security number, which I'm not going to put on here. I'm not scared because I got ID theft protection, but just for purposes for recording, I'm not putting it on there. Put my address here. I'm single, check single. Put my town, North Little Rock. I put my total in already. I don't want them to keep no more of my money. Which, hold on, did they take that off? Hold on. Let me read this again. I think they took off a part. Oh, they did. No, they didn't. No, it's right here. Additional amount, if any, you want withheld from your paycheck. Let me tell you what you're doing with this, essentially. And this applies to, you may fall into this category, but most people don't. And with the new tax law, you should be a little bit better. This is if, it's three reasons you would put this here. Number one, if you're not educated and you don't know any better, you'll put a number right here. I had one guy tell me, well, Kevin, I let them withhold an additional, $50 from my paycheck. So at the end of the year, I can get money back and I don't have to owe them. That means you just don't know any better. Number two, you'll put something right here is if you make a whole lot of money and you don't want to properly tax plan or find, tax shelters to help you out, and you good with giving the government interest-free loan. He was like, you know what, keep my money. This is an interest-free loan to you all. I'm good. The third reason you'll put something in this box is if you make a ton of money on your job and you truly, truly, truly need them to hold more money because you're going to make a lot of money and you need them to withhold the money and you still might not be properly tax planning because there's no reason why you should get them an interest-free loan. But some people do, and I can't tell you what to do with that. Now, line 7 is if you can claim exempt. Some people can claim exempt that they have no tax liability. That's a whole different ball game. Some people put exempt on their job because they're like, I want to put exempt here. I want to put it here because I don't want them to hold my money and I deal with the consequences later. If you don't qualify to put exempt right there, you can be in trouble with the government. They send out what's called lock-in letters, meaning that they'll lock you in at 0 the whole year and you can't even fill this form out because you're filling it out incorrectly and you're trying to, I ain't gonna say scam the government, but you're trying to get over because you don't want to do the work to make it work. All right. Now, some people do qualify for that, but most people don't. So next year, just sign here, put the date, and that's it. Sign here, put the date, and that's all you do. That's it. That's been a complete W-4 training. Been a complete W-4 training. All right. So with that being said, I hope you all are able to use this form and really, really take advantage of the W-4, because I'm telling you, this form alone has cost people millions or it made people millions. It just depends on which side you're on in capitalism. Just depends on which side you're on. So that's it. So let's do this real quick. Let's do this. Let's get into, let me take some questions from people who are on the training. Just in case you got any questions, let me unmute you real quick. Any questions, Jackie?
Yes. So that part where you put like 8,300 or whatever, I guess it was on the third page. Okay, so would it be okay if we do less? I mean, is that like coming from like, I guess your business from my econ, or multiple businesses, or combined? Which one?
Okay, so this form is for your job. So that number you put in there is what you plan to write off for any business you have. So let's say, for instance, you're in a situation where you have my econ and a nanny business, and you're getting deductions from both. Well, that number probably would be higher because you probably always going to be doing business.
Okay.
See what I mean? So that number can be 12. That number can be 16,000. Or if you want to be conservative, I say put 8,300. 8,300 is very conservative. That's conservative.
Okay.
That's conservative. So, and some people, if you want to be even more conservative, you can put 4,150. That'll give you extra one right here.
Okay, so would that affect it if I itemize more than 8,300?
Actually, what happened is, if you do more than 8,300, you can go back and change it again. And then if you want to leave it at 8,300 just to play it safe, you'll just get more money back at the end of the year if it's more than that number. So let's say, for instance, it was 16,000 and some change that you wrote off during the year, but you only put 8,300, in that spot. Well, you're probably going to get more money back in the form of a refund at the end of the year because you had more deduction.
Okay.